Okay. Heat. I guess it's just me and you. That's okay. You'll get all the information. So, those that join, they'll just have to go back and re listen to it. All right. What you are looking at on the screen is my personal hair mix. And you'll see the herbs in one bottle, the first one that I put in. I just buy the different herbs, I put them in a mason jar. And then once I'm done doing that, I pour a combination of different oils into the jar for the herbs to infuse in the oil. How you doing, dark skin brother? And this is how it's done. So I'm going to go over the ingredients and what ingredients will do for your hair. And then I'll show you out on Amazon where you can get these pre-made. Now, this is for both men and women, especially if you have hair issues or you losing your hair or you're bald in certain spots or you just want overall hair growth. This will bring all of it back. Even if you have alopecia, this will work in bringing back your hair. It will also work if you got edges that are missing due to the way you were wearing your hair over the years. If you just dab some of this on, it will bring your edges back. So let's get into it. So I just thought I would start out by showing you. I mean, I'm not just talking about this, I really do this myself. So this is a jar that I had put together. And when I add my oil, it varies. It could be a week that I will let it infuse. I may let it infuse for a couple of months before I get around to using it. It won't go bad. I have someone that I know that lives near me. She lets hers sit around sometimes all the way up until 6 months before she gets around using it. But generally, what I do is I'll put a jar together. If I still got oil from a previous jar that I did, I will finish using those bottles that I have put together before I get to my new jar. Now, this jar probably more than likely will sit around for a few months because I just strained a jar about 2 weeks ago. And I still got plenty of oil that I'm working with right now for my hair. So let me go on. Now, I'm going to show you some of the ingredients that I put in my jar, and this is in that jar that you just saw. So, one is a flower. This is a flower. It's called red clover. Red clover actually stimulates hair growth. If you have scalp inflammation or spots on your scalp where you're missing hair, this will bring it back. And this is great, especially for a person that's suffering any kind of hair loss. Again, this is for both men and women. So I have red clover in that jar. In my jar, I also have, which I went over last week, rosemary. Rosemary is just as effective as minoxidil, Rogaine that they sell on the market. Rosemary can grow hair at the same rate as minoxidil. So it's really great. A lot of times people will definitely include this in their hair growth journey. So if you use rosemary every single day for the next 6 weeks, you should start seeing some growth coming back in your hair, even overall growth if you decide you want to use it all over your hair. Yes, we're going to get to all of that. Right now, we're doing the hair oil, Danielle. Next week, we're going to get to hair butter, how to make your own hair butter. And then we can get into shampoos as well. All right. All right, yarrow. Yarrow is also a flower. And if you go out, like, to a place like Amazon, you can even get this in a tea. It's really good in a tea. I actually drink the tea, but you can also use this, the dried flower in your jar when you're making the hair oil. So it's good for healthy hair growth. It's very soothing on the scalp and good at removing any kind of buildup that you may have on your hair and reducing hair loss. So another thing that I use are the soursop leaves. And soursop is not only good for tea, but it's also good for repairing your hair. So I drop a few of these leaves in, good for dandruff. So if you are prone to getting, a flaky scalp, this is good in helping you resolve that issue. As far as it also works on split ends. If your ends are split or they're rough feeling, or any type of damage that you have to your hair, even graying hair. So, one beautiful thing about soursop, it has vitamin C, which also builds up the strength of your hair. All right. Cloves, which I have already gone over with you last week, is good for blood circulation and wonderful for the hair follicles. Horsetail is another thing that I have in that jar that I showed you. So this is fantastic. You'll see like horsetail in shampoos and conditioners. And the reason why it is used, and it is used for a lot of times people that have growth problems or they have hair loss and they're trying to slow down the hair loss, then horsetail is excellent for that. For many years ago, I used to get the horsetail shampoo and use that. I used that for many years. And then I stopped using it. I can't even tell you why I stopped using it, but I did use it for a long time. Neem. Neem is also a phenomenal thing for hair. Neem is very rich in also antioxidants, but it has a lot of fatty acids in the leaves. And not only is it good for your hair, it's excellent for skin. Like if you're having any type of skin issues, neem is very good in promoting it. So the reason why you will see this in a lot of hair products because it actually promotes healthy hair. It makes your hair thicker and it gives you a very healthy hair growth and also good in preventing hair loss. Fenugreek, they're seeds. And if you go back to that first jar that I showed you, you can actually see it in there. And this is something that's also used in many products. And this is good for people suffering hair loss and you're trying to stimulate hair growth and excellent for dandruff. Like if you're trying to get rid of dandruff, this is another herb that is great for that. It's actually a seed. And when you look at it, it looks like seeds. It does. It looks just like seeds. Hibiscus, which I absolutely love. Hibiscus. Hibiscus has been used for many, many, probably hundreds, if not thousands of years for hair growth. If you are a person and your hair just don't seem like it's moving, I'm telling you, hibiscus will turn the whole thing around. There are people that make hair butter out of nothing but hibiscus because it just does so many wonderful things for the hair. Not only does it grow the hair, it acts as a conditioner on your hair. So if you put it on in a hair butter and your hair is constantly being conditioned by the hibiscus, which is absolutely excellent for hair. And I just like how it makes my hair always feel a lot softer and smoother. It just feels good. I love hibiscus. I really do. This is one of the things I love the most. Aloe. Aloe, there are people that use aloe alone and grow their hair. They get the actual, aloe, cut it, and then just take the gel and put it all over their hair, and I've seen them also use this for children, and the children have excellent hair growth. All right. So if you are having issues with an itchy scalp or dry scalp or a flaky scalp, aloe is the very thing for you and it will balance out. It'll give your hair the perfect pH balance, which is excellent. Okay. Moringa, another thing that is phenomenal for hair. Moringa got so many healthy vitamins in it. This is another thing. If you go out and look, there's a lot of moringa oils, powders, butters made out of moringa alone because it just have so many vitamins and minerals in the leaves. So moringa is rich in vitamins and minerals. It has things like vitamin A, B, vitamin C, vitamin E, iron, and zinc. All of those things are outstanding for your hair. All of it. And I'm telling you, if you can't buy all of these ingredients, get the moringa. I'm just telling you because it does so many things. It's great if you have hair that's coming out. When you use moringa for about a week or two, when you go to comb your hair, you will hardly have any strands of your hair on the comb. Very, very little. Moringa is excellent. Very nice. Another one of my favorites. Chebe. Now, many of you might have seen this over the years. The African women came out with how they grow their hair with the chebe. The only problem I had with the chebe, I just didn't like how gritty it made my hair feel. But it's not bad if you infuse it in oil and then you get a fine mesh or a cheesecloth to get all of the seeds out and you just have the oil to use, it's really excellent. So it's another thing. The reason why their hair grow is because their hair is completely hydrated the whole time they're using chebe. It keeps the hair hydrated. It keeps the strands very moisturized. So that's why it constantly works. It's constantly keeping your hair in good shape. And that's why it works so well for the women in Africa. Plus, it's very healthy for the scalp, and you'll see a lot less breakage. And I use chebe powder in my hair mixture as well. Ginger. Ginger is another very outstanding, I you could get the powder, and if you don't want the powder, you can use the natural ginger if you want. You just have to put it in oil. I choose to use the powder. It's just kind of easier for me to use the powder, and what I do is I put 3 tablespoons of ginger powder into my hair mix, and it's good for hair growth and if you have issues with your hair coming out, this will actually fix it. And good for inflammation. So not only is it good for tea, it's also good for hair growth. I love ginger tea. It's my absolute favorite. I drink it a lot. Jojoba oil. Now, these are some of the oils. I'm gonna show you the oils that I put in my jar, and I'll go back to the beginning and, for those that were not in here when I showed my jars, I'll show it to you again. Jojoba oil is one that has been used probably for centuries on hair, and it does promote hair growth. Jojoba oil is good not only for your hair, but your skin as well. And what it does, it will stimulate the hair follicles, and that will assist in your hair growth. And jojoba oil is, one of those things I just happen to like, and it's like one of those must things I have to have when I do my hair mix. Castor oil, boy, that fatty acid in castor oil is priceless. So what it does, it boosts circulation in the scalp, and it's good. Whenever you put oils on your scalp, ladies and gentlemen, always do a quick scalp massage. Castor oil is excellent for that. And this is why, when you see people with healthy hair, they'll tell you, "Oh, no, I use castor oil," and they're not lying to you. They really do. Castor oil is excellent. You should always put this in any mixture that you have. This is one that I use that I don't see a lot of other ladies using, but I happen to like carrot seed oil. Carrot seed oil is also another one that's good in promoting hair growth, scalp blood circulation. It's keeps your hair healthy and strong, and I just happen to like it a lot, and we'll go over all of that, Danielle. I'll show you where I got all of my, different ingredients that I put into my hair mix. I'll show it to you. Okay, so this is one that I happen to like a lot, carrot seed oil, and I also add this into my mixture. It's another very good one. Olive oil. Olive oil is one of these things you should always have around. Olive oil is not only good in hair growth, olive oil will correct a lot of things that are wrong with your hair. Okay. So if you have like some areas that feel rough and some areas that's softer, when you use over time, when you use olive oil, it will correct that and have your hair feeling the same texture. It will strengthen the hair. It supports hair growth or any damage. Like I would say, if somebody came to me and say I have badly damaged hair, I would highly recommend olive oil, even if they have nothing else in their house. I would say olive oil to start with. Vitamin E. Vitamin E is another one that's good not only for growth, but a healthy scalp and hair. It has antioxidants. And this is something that I don't put a lot of vitamin E in. I would say I put like 10 drops of vitamin E into my mixture. And this is another excellent thing for you to have. Peppermint oil. This is another thing that I put in, but again, I put maybe like 10 drops of peppermint oil into my hair mix. So, peppermint oil is very stimulating. It makes your scalp feel cool, and it helps with the blood circulation and get your blood vessels popping and everything. So, it's excellent also for hair growth and keeping your hair follicles healthy and strong. So it's another thing that's very good. You don't need a lot of it. Like I said, I put maybe like 10 drops of peppermint oil into my mixture. Black seed oil. Black seed oil is another thing that promotes growth. And I like black seed oil. A lot of times when women use black seed oil, especially if you have like more of a thinner hair texture. This will help bulk it up and give your hair a much more thicker, and it adds a lot more volume to your hair. So, if you got thin hair and you use this all the time, over time, your hair will become a lot thicker and bulkier. Grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is another one that is absolutely beautiful to use. And if you want that little extra shine to your hair, grapeseed oil will definitely do it. I like grapeseed oil, um, and it's something I've been using for years. And you know what? One I left off of here and I just thought about is sweet almond oil. That is another one that I put in there, and I forgot to put that on here. But sweet almond oil is very light. That's what I like about it, and it absorbs into your hair very fast. And it's also good for hair growth. And I'll have to make that correction on my slide. Okay, coconut oil. A lot of people like coconut oil. I don't use a lot like I used to. I used to use a lot of coconut, not only on my hair, I would put it on my nail beds, I'll put it on my skin. Um, it's not that I don't like it, but I have gotten away from using it. But I did add it this time around into my hair mixture. So it's definitely good if you have like a dry, flaky scalp and you're trying to fix that. Coconut oil that will correct it. It smells good. It makes your hair shiny and stronger. And it also will assist in fixing your split ends. So coconut oil is excellent though. It's excellent, but don't forget sweet almond oil. But like I said, I'll go back and I'll add that in. Now, when you put your bottles together, I use a mason jar. I put all of the ingredients in, and then what you're gonna need is a cheesecloth, fine mesh strainer, a bowl because you're gonna pour everything out in that jar, and you don't want the herbs and the powders and everything mixed in there. You just want the oil, the infused oil. So you'll put that in a bowl, or if you got one of those real large measuring cups, you wanna use that. You need a funnel because you're gonna pour it into applicator bottles. And that's where you're gonna use the applicator bottle to apply that oil onto your scalp. Now, I'm gonna show you where, if let's say you just don't wanna be bothered with mixing all of these ingredients together, you can go, and I bought this from Amazon. Every now and then I will buy the hair mixes that are out there. All you do is you take the hair mix, it's got all the ingredients in. This one's got 18 different herbs in it. It cost me about $7.99. What you do is you open this up, you pour all the herbs into a jar, and all you do is just pour your different oils in, and that's it. So they take care of the mixing part for you, and you just add oil. So if you don't want to do it yourself, you can just buy the different mixes. And a lot of black women are selling the oils and mixes. What they do is they make their own oil, put their oils into applicator bottles, put a label on it, tell what ingredients you got on it, and they're selling it on Amazon. It's a lot of black women making this and selling it. And it's good business. I mean, you can sell your hair mix oils. Some women are selling them for $20 per bottle. They're making money off of it. All right. So this is another option. And when we get done with the presentation, I'm going to take you on Amazon and I will show you how you can locate this and buy it if you don't want to mix this yourself. I mix it myself, y'all, because to me it's fun. I love doing it, and I can be picky and choosy about what I want in it, and I can make it as strong as I want. Now, here's what it looks like. So, this is a bottle, a jar where you got the herbs and the oil in. And then here's the applicator bottles when it's done. So, you don't see any of the herbs in the applicator bottles. You just you just pour it into a strainer or mesh, and then get a funnel and then pour it into your applicator bottles. So I got all sizes of applicator bottles. I have some that are 4 ounce, 8 ounce, and 16 ounce bottles that I use. But like I said, if you want to sell this, sell it. Let me tell you, there's a lot of women out here with hair problems, or they got hair and they're just trying to maintain it and they just want to buy hair oil. Some people don't want to be bothered with any of this. They just want to buy the oil. These women are making good money selling their own hair oil out here. So it's something that you can take into consideration in the future if this is something you want to do. I've done it before, but I've done it really among friends and family, people that know me and they know that I use the oil. And some of them have just bought it from me because they just didn't want to be bothered with mixing everything and buying all the herbs. So they just came and said, "Will you sell some of your oil to me?" And I have. I have. But you can make, if you want a little side gig, this is something you can do. So just think about that, especially if you want to work out of your house. All right. I'm going to stop the presentation and we're going to go to Amazon so I can show you some of this stuff. All right. Okay. Yep. Shalom to everybody in the chat because I know some of y'all just came in. All right. Here we go. Okay. Now, a lot of these mixes, like I said, you'd be shocked. A lot of them are sold by Black women, and they'll put these mixes together. Some of them are Indians because, East Indians, they also use this. Let me see if I can zoom in so that you can get a closer look. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, but if you type in herbal hair mix, if you just type that in, this will come up. And these mixes are already, this is the one I just showed you on the screen, and I buy this one every now and then. It's got 18 different ingredients in it. And here's the back of it so you can see. You just pour the whole thing into a mason jar, and then it'll give you the instructions. And you pour your oil in, and now they tell you minimum you can let it sit 5 to 6 hours before you're ready to use it. Then you use a strainer and put it in a bottle and you can use it. I usually, and it's really up to you. I usually I will let mine sit minimum a week. Maximum, I've let mine sit for 4 months. And the reason why it sits so long is because sometimes I already got oil that I'm using. And I like to make another bottle and just let it sit there. The longer it sits, the stronger it's going to infuse. That's why I do it. I like my hair mixture to be strong. All right. Anybody can buy this hair mixture. They got it now. They took the price down. It's $6.79 if you wanna buy it on Amazon, and it's got a lot of good ingredients in it to make the hair long and thick. So this is another option. Like I said, open it up, pour it in a mason jar, put your favorite oils in, and just let it sit, okay? And you're going to notice people use many different ingredients. So you may see some of the things I told you that I use, but you may see herbs in there that I did not speak on, but it's still good for the hair. You know, these are all natural dry herbs and powders in these mixes. Oh, yeah, I mean, Onika, yes, you can buy from me. You know, I know some people like I said, I got family members and stuff, they don't wanna be bothered with mixing all this stuff together, and they'll just come and say, "Can I just buy some from you?" And I'll just sell it to them. So, yes, I mean, I do have it, but you also have the option of doing your own. You should at least do your own. I would say do it at least once. Do your own at least once and just get the applicator bottles and everything you need to strain it and then use it. You'd be amazed. It's really not hard to do on your own. But see, my relatives that ask, they're kind of up in age. They want the oil, but they don't want to be bothered with all of it. And I understand, you know. And sometimes you may have a busy lifestyle and you just don't want to do this part. Let me show you some more that they have out here on Amazon. Hold on one second. And some of these are new. I didn't see some of them out here. Now, this person gives you 2 packs, and it's 14.99. You get 2, and it's filled with essential oils and I mean, essentials, and they show you the herbs that are in here. And you know what, y'all? Also, what you can do, you know, this is spring, and in the spring, you have a lot of stuff growing in your yard that you don't realize you can use for your hair. Do you know you can cut fresh dandelions and infuse the dandelions and use that in your hair, and that will also help with hair growth? I got peppermint that grows out in my yard. You can get peppermint, fresh peppermint leaves out of your yard. There's all kinds of things. You'd be surprised if you got lemongrass growing out there. That'll help with your hair growth too. So don't pass up some of the stuff that you can get outside in your yard. Gather up those dandelions, let them dry. And then when you put your hair mixture together, you can throw the dandelions in there. Don't get rid of none of that stuff. Seriously, seriously, don't get rid of if you got roses growing in your yard, roses are priceless. You can make your own rose water. You can also dry the petals and use them in your mixture because rose petals also promote hair growth. So the flowers that you see around you, a lot of those flowers also, promote hair growth. So don't pass none of that stuff up that's growing outside. Grab some of that stuff and use it for your hair. I'm serious, y'all. I'm serious. Grab that stuff and use it for your hair. Heat, thank you so much for the 29-month membership. Thank you. Okay. So, let me show you. Okay, let me just show you a few more things. But, you know, all the ingredients that I showed you, I have gotten off of Amazon, literally all of it, and the oils too. So let me show you. Let's see. Red clover is a flower, and I use that, and it's excellent for hair growth. So red clover. Okay, and it's just nothing but dry flowers. Okay. Let's see, right. See? Right there. It's dry flowers. That's all red clover is. It's dried flowers. But it is excellent and it's been used, like I said, it's another thing that's been used for many centuries for hair growth. It's red clover. And yarrow is another herb that you can use, and it's excellent for hair growth. This is yarrow, and I like yarrow tea. So this is one of those things I always have around. This is what yarrow looks like, another dried flower that's good for hair growth. So that's what it looks like. And like I said, I love yarrow tea. Sometimes if I'm not feeling well at nighttime, I'll grab some yarrow and I will drink it. It has so many beneficial properties to it. A lot of teas are flowers. It's just dried flowers. See from my list. Um, Hibiscus. In fact, I just bought some hibiscus because I was low on it. This is the one I bought. This is the hibiscus I just bought. Good for tea. So, it don't go to waste. If you don't want to use it all for your hair, you can use it for tea, iced tea. I like hibiscus. And it's the actual flower. That's all it is. This is the brand that I bought. You know, it might be another brand that you prefer, but you'll notice that a lot of these brands are sold by black people. This one's sold it's a brand that comes out of Jamaica that's sold on Amazon. And hibiscus, boy, is price it's one of those priceless things. I wish I could grow it. See, my mother bought hibiscus one summer, and it was growing in the yard. Man, that thing was so beautiful. It was beautiful. But unfortunately, they don't last through the winter up here in the Northeast. You really have to have hibiscus in a dry, hot climate, like in the islands or where it's very, humid. Now, there are some people that I have seen that will make their hair oil, and all they use is hibiscus, rosemary, and clove, and they grow phenomenal hair length and natural, beautiful hair, you know? And you don't have to have all the ingredients that I have. You don't even have to have all of the ingredients that you see in the hair mixtures, y'all. You can use like 3, 4 ingredients and you'll still get good hair growth. I want you to know that. I want you to know you don't have to have all of these things. These are just kind of I have a big mixture because it's just the things I prefer. You may only prefer a few things. You will still get hair growth. That's the point I'm trying to make to you. All right. So this is one I just purchased recently. Clove, boy, I got tons of clove. The neem. That's what I want to show you. Neem. Okay, this is the neem that I recently bought. This one comes out of India, but sold on Amazon. And it's the neem leaves. That's what it is right here. I just got this one not long ago. I was low on neem. In fact, I used the last bit in my hair mix and I had to buy another one, but this is what neem looks like. It's just green leaves. Neem can also come in a powder if you prefer the powder over the dry leaves. And you can get the oil. Everything that I'm showing you comes in also the powder and oil, including the hibiscus that I just showed you. You can get that in a powder. You can get that in an oil. All right. And this is the exact brand that I recently bought of the neem. All right. And it'll show you, it's 100% natural, 300 grams of neem crushed leaves. All right. But, you what you gotta do is just come up with a combination that you will like, okay? Combination that you will like. Fenugreek. I'll show you that one. Alright, this is the one I bought. It's not a real big bag, but it's seeds. That's all it is. But these seeds promote hair growth. This is the brand that I bought right here. 7 ounces. I did not get a big it's not really a big, big bag at all, but I put 3 tablespoons of it in my mixture of these fenugreek seeds. Okay. There you go. That's what it looks like. It's another very popular thing that's used in hair growth. Okay. The nice thing about doing your hair mixture, one thing no there's no preservatives. Everything you put in is natural ingredients, natural herbs given to us by the Heavenly Father, the Most High himself. That's where these herbs come from, and that's why they work so well on hair. That's why. All right, horsetail. Horsetail is another one. Let me pull that up. I'll show you which one. Okay, horsetail. Here's the one I purchased. This is horsetail. And it's just the dried leaves. This is exactly what it looks like right here. That's what horsetail looks like. And this is the brand I purchased. And remember, you can grow your own herbs, ladies and gentlemen. That's another option for you. But that's what horsetail looks like. And it's great for hair growth. And some people use it for their nails. You'll see a lot of products for nails that will contain horsetail. All right. But here's the brand that I bought, Full Chia. And a lot of people use horsetail to, make tea. It's like when you make it, it's like a green tea. It looks just like green tea because that's what it is. So that's something that you may like. Horsetail is excellent, especially for hair. Yes. All right. Let's see. Soursop. Many of you probably know this. And I have a lot of the leaves at my house because I drank the soursop. In fact, I was the one that told True Royal about the soursop, and she passed it on to many of you. And you can get the organic soursop leaves right here. I would recommend that you get the leaves or get the powder. You can get this in an oil. It really depends on you. I think the leaves are good. You just get the dry leaves, and this is what the dry leaves look like. Here they go, right there. That's what the dry leaves look like. And I have a ton of soursop at my house, and you can drink this also as a tea. What you do is you put the leaves in a pot and just put maybe like a few cups of water in, and then just let it simmer. on your stove, and then it'll turn into a brown tea. And you just strain the leaves out and just drink the tea, adding whatever honey or whatever you prefer to use in it. But it's a good source of vitamins and minerals for hair. All right. Okay. I think I went through the whole thing, right? Uh-huh. You can buy the natural black seeds and make your own oil and put it in your favorite oil. Um, but in my case, I used the black seed oil. Now, the oils that I used, in fact, let me go back to my mixture that I'll show that to you. Let me see here. Uh, Here. All right. Here's my actual hair mix. And you can see here's the ginger on the bottom. I got chebe in here, black seeds. I got the fenugreek that I just showed you. This is the horsetail. This is moringa and aloe powder that I have in here. I put some moringa in and some aloe powder. Up at the top, all twisted up in here, is my rosemary, and I have the soursop leaves at the top. You know, I got all the ingredients that I went over with you in the slides are in this bottle. This is my actual bottle right here. This is what the bottle looked like after I add all of my different oils. Okay. What oils did I add? I added jojoba oil, castor oil, carrot seed oil, vitamin E, peppermint, black seed oil, and grapeseed oil. And sometimes, I'll change up on the oils. The next time I might use coconut oil, castor oil. I don't use the same oils consistently. I do like to switch them up. And so, no, I spoke to True Royal like 2 days ago. She's doing okay. She's doing all right. Um, I like to switch them up. So I might have that in this jar. I might have another jar with a different combination of oils. So it's whatever you prefer. The powders that I used in my jar was ginger, chebe, moringa, and aloe vera. Those were powders that I added in my jar. So one jar is a dry jar, the other one is after I added the oils in, and the jar is just sitting. It's probably going to sit until after the summer because it's going to take me a while to get through the oil that I just sifted out from another jar. All right. So this jar, these are that's just an example of one of my jars. Right now, I have one jar that I put in plastic bottles already, applicator bottles, and I got two jars that are just sitting and infusing right now. You just get around to it when you can. Don't rush through your oil, just use them. The longer they sit, the stronger they're gonna be when you get around to using it, and no, it's not gonna go bad. Even if you let it sit for 6 months, it's not gonna go bad. So don't have any concerns that it's gonna go bad if you don't get around That oil, sitting in the oil, it is not gonna go bad. It's not gonna go bad at all. Alright? So that just gives you some examples. And let me show you the applicator bottles that I bought. I'll show you that. All right. So my applicator bottles, I have this one. All right. These are 8.5-ounce bottles. I did purchase this one. All right. So you just twist the top after you put your oils in, and then you can apply it to your scalp. All right. So that's one. And you can get bottles similar to this in 16 ounces. All right. So it really depends on what you can afford, what you prefer. But there's a variety of different applicator bottles all over Amazon. I have this one. I got the 16.9-ounce applicator bottles. I have this one too. And I also have the 4-ounce. The 4-ounce are the soft ones, the soft squeeze bottles. Mine's a little different from this, but I also have the 4-ounce bottles. And you can get 6-ounce bottles. Like if you 4 maybe too small for you, you can get the 6-ounce bottles as well. And I have 6. I got them in almost virtually every size. I got every size. And I've seen some women have these, like the applicator bottles with like the comb here on the top. Some women like this because it gets down in the root and you can just kind of comb it through your hair and get all of the oil, not only coating your scalp, but also your hair. I've seen people use that. I don't have this. I don't really feel no need for it, but you may like this kind of applicator bottle. All right, it's only you get, 3 bottles for $5.47, so that's not too bad. But like I said, I've seen women use these, and they like these kind of applicator bottles. All right. So, at the end of the day, just shop around, you know? I'm just showing you some of the things I have. You may find a better price at another website. You go with your budget. Like I said, you don't need all of these ingredients. If you just want to start with 3 ingredients or 4 ingredients with your first jar, then do that. You're still going to get some good results. All right. No, dark skinned brother was here too, Ocean Soul. He was here. Mhm. No, you're not the only one. So, I mean, this is for men or women with hair issues. It doesn't men can use this, and they do use it. If you look at some of the YouTube videos where some men were thin on top and they started using the oil and the water that I showed last week, and their hair's coming right back in. So no, this anybody can use this. This can be used on your children too. If you got children and their hair is just not moving the way you would like to see it move, with their hair growth, you can even use this on children's hair as well. And this would be a good time for you to use it on your kid because they're home for the summer. So you can really get their hair popping this summer, and by the time the school year start again, they could have a few good inches on their hair before they return back to school. So this is an excellent time for you to get started on helping your child grow their hair out. So, everybody, I am going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for coming. Next week, we'll be coming together and I'll show you how to put together your hair butter. If you choose to make your own hair butter, we're going to talk about that next week. So, that will be part 3 of the hair care. that I'm going over with you. All right. So please enjoy the rest of your day. And all of these will be for members only. And to be honest with you, sometimes it's nice to have just a smaller group of people come together and we just talk about these things. I really like it. It don't always have to be no big gigantic crowd. So please enjoy the rest of your day and be on the lookout for next week's live stream for members and patrons. And I'll try to get that posted early in the week. And like I said, we'll take the time to discuss hair butters for hair growth. Shalom.